Hey everyone, welcome to the bridge call. Wherever you are in the world,
Yes,
whatever
exactly.
dimension you're in.
Hmm.
Oh my God. So thanks for being here, guys, and sharing all your wonderful experiences. And it's
Hmm.
amazing. Like we just mentioned one thing and we get into this huge conversation.
Station. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's
exactly.
awesome. So Danny, how are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm enjoying spring. I love spring. It's everything's starting to bloom now, getting a
Oh,
little
it's so pretty.
warmer. My golf clubs are getting used. I mean, I love spring. Soon fishing season opens. Woo! But it's hard fishing in the ice. It doesn't work very well.
I know. I don't know if I
No.
told you, my dad, he used to take us ice fishing when I was a kid
Oh yeah.
and
Oh,
up in Lake Simcoe, and then we'd get the little huts on the ice on the
yeah.
lake, and we'd have the two holes inside the hut. Well,
Oh,
as a kid, I wanted to get the chips that were on the bench on the other side. Well,
okay.
my leg went in the hole, and then I went in the hole. My whole body went in the hole, and my dad
No
caught me.
way.
My dad caught me just before my head went under, grabbed
No
me,
way.
grabbed me by the scruff and hauled me back out. He just had a knack, like he wouldn't be watching, and all of a sudden he just like boom, just
How
Wow.
old were
I don't.
you?
I was about like 4 or 5.
Oh my
Because my
God.
dad, my mom and dad used to go ice fishing on Lake Simcoe as well.
Uh,
Hmm.
Yeah,
we
and
we would.
us guys, we had to stay outside and freeze our butts off while they were nice and toasty inside the fishing huts.
Oh my God.
Ah,
Yeah,
So what was that, like a
nice
form of
parent.
abuse or torture?
yeah.
Yeah, but I remember like being soaking wet and then,
Wow.
okay,
Had to
get
dry
all
you
that
up.
stuff off her, dry her up quick before I freeze to death, right? I have
Oh,
so many stories of ice fishing on Lake Simcoe.
it's a cool place, that's for sure. I've done
Yeah, and
it.
then when my son was 4 years old, I took him ice fishing up in Ottawa, and it we got in the middle of the lake and everything, and then a blizzard came and it was like coming down sideways, and he was all
Ooh.
bundled up and everything. He passed out, right? So my partner and I, we get all ready for the fishing and everything. So he's passed out, so I laid him down on the ice. He slept for like, I don't know, an hour or 2 hours while we're out there while the blizzard's
Hey.
like going by and everything. And then went, okay, let's get out of here. We're not catching anything. They come back, and of course, like we're exhausted, right? And he
Oh,
wakes up all ready to go. That was like his training. But he goes out with his friends now, today, every year.
it is fun.
Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
like, what? You're going ice fishing on Lake Simcoe? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Adventure.
yeah,
Anyway,
spring is beautiful. It is so nice to
new
see.
energy, light, heat, all of it.
Yeah, right? And then extra light.
Yeah. More
Oh
sunshine.
God, so deprived of sunlight here.
I know. You've been spoiled.
Let's all backpack and meet Daniel down in wherever he'll be in another
Chilly.
week.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Everybody,
come
let's go. Come
on.
on.
Oh my
Backpack.
God.
Oh,
Oh, I would love to do that. So let's come together. Let's sync up. Let's
yeah.
bring in the big guns and see what transpires, see what becomes available. Um, and let's carry on with our conversation. And
Mhm.
yeah, let's just see what happens. So, Danny, are you up for opening up the circle and syncing us?
Oh, I certainly am. Okay. Since you put me on the spot, anyway, no problem. I do it all the time.
Everybody,
Okay.
like, get the friction, get the energy
Yeah, get
going.
the energy moving, the blood flowing, right? We want to get moving. So let's bring in, let's call in all of our angels of light about this time,
Yeah.
spirit guides of light here to come in and assist us today with some messages, with your energy, with your light, to surround us and support us on our journey here with information, with knowledge, with guidance. We also call on all our ancestors to be here with us today, to assist also with bringing in their lovely energy and their light and their knowledge and their guidance here today. And how about the Ascended Masters? Let's call in all the Ascended Masters of Light who have walked this earth before and are probably still here today, with assisting us with your energy, with your light, with your love, with your healing energies, to support us on our little group here today, that this energy spreads outwards for miles and miles to share with others on this planet. So we thank you for this wonderful gift of your circling around us and assisting us at this time. Thank you.
Awesome.
They're all here, lots here.
Yeah, I see a lot of galactic beings here. Like super tall. So that's cool. You know, so I was riding this e-bike across town on Friday night. Friday night, down along the Danforth, everybody's like out going to dinner, trying to get a parking spot and everything. And there was this one guy there sitting, and he was playing with a drone. So the drone was kind of hovering while he was just sitting there. And then, so it's all lit up. And, you know, and everybody's out. So I ride by really fast and I see this drone. And then all of a sudden, Spirit showed me like 20, 30 years in the future, what Danforth would look like. And it would be like all these galactic beings, and it'll all be like hovering things, and like just like like it was just right out of a spaceship movie, like you're on another planet, right? I was like, whoa. And I'm on the e-bike, and they showed me this because there was like the whole place was completely different. And people were hovering around, and you know, they weren't walking. It was more synced, and the lights, and yeah, it was like really quick how they showed me, and I was like, whoa.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was all that like drone just like triggered it, and then all of a sudden the whole landscape changed. Yeah. So
nice experience.
wouldn't that be cool if we could just be around to just see that amount of change go on?
I believe we will. When we get our light bodies, we're not going to age.
Oh, okay. Well, that's true.
And we're going to be super healthy.
It'll slow down for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I truly believe it. This is what we're going to go. This is where we're going. When? No, sooner the better.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if it happens in the next, you know, 10 years, like where it's just completely different, because, you know, Earth is like an airport. There's beings coming and going all the time, right? And there's many spaceships, there's many visitors. They're within bodies, shape-shifting, you know, like there's so much activity going on. So can you imagine if all of a sudden all that drops away, and then that's all you have? It's like, whoa.
Exactly. What a beautiful place.
Yeah, it was beautiful. You know, like you could feel the energy was completely different, as opposed to like, you know, trying to get a parking spot and then
traffic.
Yeah, and then I almost got taken out about 3 times from vehicles and stuff, and I thought, shit, I gotta up my insurance.
No, you don't. Surround yourself with angels. Right?
So that was, yeah, so that was so cool. I was glad that I was shown that.
Here.
They're all here. Yeah.
Yeah, they've taken human form, and they've taken in as walk-ins.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
So I don't know if anybody listens to Bashar on this channel, but when he does
he's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he does his show, like say he's in Sedona, he'll tell you how many how high his ship is, right? And I think there was one video, it was like 1,700 feet up, or miles, 1,700 miles up, straight
Wow.
up. And he was talking about the vortexes in Sedona and how there are more than you know. Like there are many that we
Okay.
don't know about.
Special place.
Yeah. So I was just listening to another video on regarding the eclipse and how, was it a real eclipse? And what
Good.
really happened during that eclipse?
I heard that too.
So what
That
have you
was
been
hologram.
hearing? Because there's an app.
It was not what we thought it was. And, you know, before the eclipse happened, I heard from a couple of astrologers, and they said, it's not possible to have an eclipse because of the positioning of the moon is not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So they were completely confused as how an eclipse could happen. And and I heard that from two different astrologers say that. And then I saw a video of a guy who was filming the eclipse, and then he panned to the right or to the left, I can't remember, and there was the sun. It's just like,
Right.
what the hell?
Yeah.
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 And
So,
have you ever seen that app where you get it on your phone, and then when you put it up in the
yeah, I heard
sky,
about
it'll
that.
show
Yeah.
you Pisces, Leo, and all
Yeah.
this?
Right.
Well, that app, they were talking about that app where it was like, oh, the eclipse was supposed to be in Pisces, but
Yes.
Pisces like was way over here.
Exactly. Yes.
The eclipse was way over here.
Exactly. Yes.
And I was like, and then I heard too that, well, how the heck is the moon, which is smaller than the sun, supposed to completely black out the sun? Anyways, I heard that it was a form of portal for Christ-like energy to come in.
Yes.
Like a lot of, I don't know
encrypted.
about you, but the energy for me since then has been so much lighter.
Wow.
Yeah. Way better flow. Just like chilled, you know, like whatever, you know, it'll go the way it goes, or it won't go the way it goes. If it doesn't go that way, then I wasn't meant to be there. That's it. Like, what am I going to wrestle the bull? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm done. And I'm thinking that programs and belief systems and stuff have dropped off since then, you know, just like, I'm just not doing it anymore. So something let go, right?
Something
And
was significant. Yeah.
yeah, and I was speaking to another friend, and I was saying that, I go, look, isn't that how are you feeling since the eclipse? She goes, definitely things have dropped off.
Ah, there you go.
So how are you guys feeling?
There's also a lot of energy coming in from the Kumiana resonance, if anyone is watching that.
What's that?
We get a lot of radiation hitting the planet from there.
And what is this place called?
It's called the Kumiana. The Kumiana resonance, it's like the Schumann resonance.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, so I've been watching that, and sometimes the Schumann resonance will look quiet, but the Kumiana is fired up. And I find that when it peaks, I can feel it. Not right away, but the next day I feel the effects of it. And so it's really interesting. I can be, you know, feeling really great 1 minute, and then the next day it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
What the hell is attacking me? It's like, it's so negative, and just like, get out of my head, and like, please, you know.
Yeah.
But today was better.
I think a couple of days ago, the energy was so grinding. It felt like I was driving a standard, and I was grinding the gears. And I was like, get in there, you son of a, and then I thought,
push the clutch in.
Whatever is happening, you need to go clear your head, because I didn't care. I was going to jam that gear. That's what was happening inside of me. I was like,
Wow.
I'm driving a shit box where this gear won't go. And
That's
I
the
thought,
old energy that we're letting go.
oh,
Yes, that's
it came in
right.
hard. It was like,
Yeah,
oh, this is
yeah.
terrible. I can
Yeah.
even hear the grinding, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
And
And that
smoothie
was
got an
it.
automatic now?
Yeah, and that was it. Like it was maybe a few hours since the eclipse. That was
Oh,
the only
okay.
time. Yeah.
Well,
But
talk
you
about
know,
ascension symptoms,
who knows? Who knows? But
right?
I do feel that it is a lot easier. So, Danny, you wanted to bring up a topic.
Yes. I don't think we really delved deep in this one, but for lack of something to talk about, this came up. Like the question, what I'm putting out to all of you is, what is spirituality to you? And I'm sure for everyone, it's a little different, right? It's maybe connecting more to source, to creator, understanding that my life here is a very temporary life, that I'm leaving the planet someday soon, hopefully later. And, all these different things. And I wanted to open up a little bit of a discussion. What is spirituality to you guys? But I'm just going to read a couple of points here that came up. Um, that like connection to source, which is really different for us, who when we truly awaken, we really connect to source energy and the Christ energy. And it's also as spirituality about metaphysics, partly. I mean, there's so many avenues to spirituality. There's meditation, and there's sound healing, and there's prayers, and there's the gurus that walk the planet. There's so much to spirituality. Um, and it's a journey that we all take at our own speed that suits us, right? So my spirituality to you guys could be quite different, right? Because my path is my path. And so I thought, I'd like to talk to this about this with all of you, that also in this level of spirit, once we follow a spiritual path, I feel we're evolving. We're almost like in a school where we're moving up the ladder in our evolution, right? Where we're learning and we're growing and expanding, right? So, what does spirituality actually look like? It is about growth, and it is about learning, and it is about getting grounded and connecting to your own energies, right? Who are we and why are we here? Kind of thing, right? It's following that inner guidance that we all have, that we learn in spirituality to trust our intuition, trust our inner guidance, right? And so, is it the New Age movement? We know that the New Age movement talks about spirituality. They're into yoga, they're into meditation, and all of those things, right? And some people use chemicals to get to that point. I've met several people who've done ayahuasca and other things that actually helped open up their pineal gland, their third eye, and it was a change for them, right? So I also think in spirituality, we question things in the material world because we look at the material world in a totally different way once we step on this spiritual path and see that this material world really isn't that important. It's just a place for us to learn, experience things, and expand. It's all it's here for, to learn lessons also, right? And also our old belief systems. When we take a spiritual path, we can let go some of our old belief systems that don't really apply to us anymore because that's the old energy. So this is just a few things I'm throwing out at you. I'd like to hear from a couple of you guys. I'd love to hear from Daniel what your take on spirituality is.
Yeah, I mean, you said a lot of things that I really agree with. Me personally, I think spirituality it is an inner journey to self-discovery.
Very good.
Is,
Yeah.
I do believe, I agree with you. Everyone is in a different place in their spiritual evolution.
Yeah.
Just different lessons that everybody needs to learn. But the biggest difference between everyone's spiritual evolution is who wants to accept the change that life is kind of guiding them to make.
It's quite a
I
journey.
do believe, yeah, it is. I do believe that there is a connection that can happen in everybody's body that really strengthens that spiritual connection with their true essence. So that I think the new age movement looks like a lot of, in my opinion, it's a lot of cleansing in many different ways, to strengthen that connection that's been severed in our lives. I do think the materialistic realm today is something that people have to overcome to reach that next level, because it is it is all about energy, vibration, frequency, aligning yourself with the things that you believe in. So actions and beliefs have to be in a line. You know, if you have these high beliefs, you're materialistic, on a third dimension, you do have to kind of manifest and connect those actions and beliefs if you want that strong connection spiritually. So yeah, that's kind of what spirituality looks like for me, but I think you hit it on the head for the most
Yeah, I
part.
was just throwing out some comments, and part of that too is a healing.
Yeah.
You know, I know so many people on a spiritual path, and it really is a healing path.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Where we need to let go of old energies and old pains and hurts and look at the world in a whole new light.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what
Yeah.
I see, an awakening, so to speak.
Yeah. And it is the healing is a huge part of that. It's being able to look at your past in a different perspective as well, because a lot of our thoughts are hurting us. A lot of the things the ego is holding on to, past experiences, those things can affect us energetically. So healing is a very important part of this journey. In my own experience, that's what really kickstarted my my spiritual growth very rapidly. Was healing.
Good for you.
Mentally, physically, and spiritually, all three. Really healing all of those avenues and changing, just letting things go that weren't serving my highest good. So
well said. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for your input.
Of course.
Heidi, what do you got?
Daniel, I couldn't have said it better myself. That was an excellent example of how I see spirituality. And funny enough, you've probably all heard of Eckhart Tolle.
Yeah.
And then New Earth. Has anyone read the book?
Yeah.
No.
How long ago?
Long ago.
When it
10
probably
years.
when it first came out?
Yeah, when it first came out.
I read it when it first came out, 2008, and I was just like, holy wow. Guess what I'm reading right now? The same
It's
book.
probably 10 times better now.
Oh my God.
That's
It's
interesting.
blowing me away. We create our reality in our heads. And to me, spirituality is getting out of our head.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And connecting with our consciousness. And once you can identify how our mind is creating our reality in every avenue, you will be so awestruck on the insidiousness of it.
Yeah.
And ego is just, the power of ego on the human is incredible.
Yep.
and the power that it has over us. And connecting to your consciousness, you become aware. And the more you can do it and become aware, you see what is happening. You see that the ego has manifested into every area of your life in your constant thinking and the stories that you live in. It's just unbelievable. I recommend everyone to read that book now because it'll just blow you away. But that's
Yeah,
my take on
I think that book would be really appropriate.
It's very
Again.
good. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, I've read a lot of good books over the years, and for some reason I hang on to them.
Yeah.
And I, you know, and it just talked to me, and it's like, yeah, you gotta, you know, New Earth. And it's like, yeah, of course I'm gonna pick it up. And I'm telling you, I'm halfway through the book in only 2 days. So it's really profound.
Wow, cool.
Very good.
So I was listening to something, and he had a near death or something. Anyways, he says, you know, there is no death. So he goes, it's a near life. So he's changed it from near death to near life because our essence, our soul never dies. It's just the suit, right?
It's eternal.
And he goes, so when we gain a body, we get so like suppressed to the point where we get so compressed, and then we end up being depressed. Suppressed, compressed to depressed, right? And this is what we're trying to operate and try to connect and have a stronger connection to raise our vibration. So what happens to us to get into this body, but we also come with a mind, right? Yeah. Which, like Heidi was saying, is like this thing, this mind, it's like, it's got like, it'll spin anything.
It's insidious.
It'll take one story and just,
oh my God, I catch myself. The thing is, the awareness is catching it, noticing it. And the more you notice it, the more you realize, holy crap, there I go again.
Yeah.
You know, this whole, the scenarios, the stories that we create, that we create in our mind of things that haven't even happened yet. It's like, and we're drawing this stuff to ourselves. It's like, stop.
That's the thing too.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah. I was coaching someone last night, and she just had this awareness of something that happened in the past, and so she was taking it so personally because she felt like a piece of shit for what she did. And then I said to her, I said, okay, so every time the ego wants to entertain how bad of a person you were, you've got to catch it and you got to stop it. And then how you continually pull out, because it's going to come back, is going to take you down the story again, because the ego loves for you to suffer. It wants you to suffer. It wants you to be disconnected to yourself.
That's so exactly what, Eckhart Tolle talks about that in the New Earth. The ego loves misery and destruction. It craves it. And we don't even realize it. We're playing it out. We don't even realize it.
Yeah, and it's so subtle, like on so many levels, right? So I said that to her. I said, every time the ego wants to take you down the path of, you know, so I said, immediately catch it. I mean, you're going to get better and better at catching it. And then the entertainment will be shorter, right? Until you become more in charge. But right now, so just like, you got to keep forgiving yourself. And it's like, okay, I forgive myself. God forgives me. And then that will keep giving you strength, because at the time you had no choice. You had no will. You were just sucked into this vortex of craziness, you know, and that was the natural progression of whatever. So now you're aware. Now you can like pull out. Now you can clean it up. But the ego is going to go, oh, you remember you did this, remember you did that. Yeah. So,
and the more you do it, like you said, the more you do it, the faster you catch it, you'll find that eventually ego will start losing its power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your
It'll start.
shame, your guilt, it'll all
Yeah.
disappear. You'll be like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Unworthiness.
And sometimes you gotta laugh at it. You're like,
Yeah.
really? Really?
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. And the way
Yeah.
Eckhart Tolle describes it in The New Earth is just so spot on. The way he describes it is just amazing. I really recommend everybody read that book.
So I don't know if you know the story of Eckhart Tolle and how he became who he became, who he was and who he is now. He was
Yeah,
actually he was very, very suicidal.
And
yes,
depressed.
yeah,
Yeah.
He was very depressed, very suicidal, and then he had actually a walk-in, and it was Archangel Michael, and then started channeling through Archangel Michael. So it's like very powerful because you're like, what the heck does this guy all of a sudden do,
Yeah.
like, where did this guy come from? And then yeah, so I found out his history, and it's like, you
he's
know what?
very humble.
Yeah. I mean, because it's not about impressing anymore. It's not
Yeah.
about, and that's what I'm saying. Ever since the eclipse, like all this stuff, like, oh, Lucie, you gotta like da 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 da. It's like, yeah, whatever. I'm not doing that. What are you kidding? Like, it took me all this energy to just do this. Like, I'm not doing all that. And I'm just so not hard on myself anymore. It's like, whatever, I'm
You.
totally taken care of. I've never been on the streets before. I don't think I'm heading there anytime soon,
Good.
But it's amazing, like what Daniel's doing. Like when I was in Costa Rica for the length of time, and then the stuff that falls off you, like, is mind blowing because you're like, what? And then you let it go, and you get to like to nothing, right? You just get to nothing,
Core.
and then you start going into this whole other realm of some crazy dark stuff. Now you're picking up from the collective. Like you're like, whoa, is this even my thoughts? Like I can't imagine thinking like this. And then you're realizing now you're almost like a veil just of the collective, right? And I was picking up from the collective some really dark stuff. And so then I had to like pour love and light into those thought processes into the collective operating system.
Okay.
And I was like, wow. But yeah, when you get a chance to do like travel or be out of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
becomes your comfort zone. It's like, I would never live in a small town. I would never, 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 never. And I end up doing that. I'm like, hey, I kind of like this. It's kind of like has its way with you, in spite of yourself.
Transformed
So
you.
yeah.
Journey.
So I also like everything that you guys are talking about spirituality. I also see how it can be used to create another box, right? It's like, oh, I'm spiritual and I'm doing the spiritual thing. And then we give it a label. So then it becomes another egoic construct,
Yeah,
right? So because almost everything has a left and a right. So it's like you almost have to be really, careful. What are you labeling now? What are you labeling now? Because consciousness has no label, right? So I found that out like a long time ago. It's like, oh, I'm just going to do the spiritual thing. And then it's like, well, what exactly is that?
That's
And
right.
I just end up going into this other box. And that got kind of interesting too, because there became new judgments, new opinions, new, specific ways of being, and I'm being this way and you're being that way. So it created a whole other duality, a whole other bipolar. So very careful.
Mm-hmm.
So is anybody else out there in the bridge call land that wants to share? We'd love to hear from you.
We would.
No way. So
Do we have to pick someone?
I would like to share.
Please do.
I totally agree with Lucie about labeling and duality. To me, spirituality has the word spirit in it. And that's what we are. So we come here, we try to, what can I say? We try to get back to that state, or we try to keep wanting to learn about it. But really, we're trying to learn about ourselves because we're spirit first, then matter, right?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like
a journey.
I'll share.
Please do.
sure.
So, like, I can only speak for my own self because I don't really know what other people's spirit, personal self, internal journey is like. So it's just my own. Anyway, so okay, like a personal journey, and I'm understanding I'm here now to reveal the real me, letting go of all the loops and all the belief systems and all the things that I've been deceived into, like all the rest of us. And I'm here to heal different things that have happened. So that whole aspect is one aspect of it. And I'm here to make a connection with my source or God or whatever I choose to describe it as. And I'm also here to explore and learn about the relationship between me and me, between me and others, between me and my source or my God, and between me and Earth.
Very good.
Yeah. And what else? I had one more thing on this other page. I think I had to write it down because I would never remember. I'm here to learn how to trust the universe as well too, and to create a communication between myself and whatever I identify as my God or my connection or whatever. And the last bit is at this time to raise my vibration and to monitor my thoughts as much as possible, to not blow up anything if should I ever become a creator.
You are.
And that's it.
That's awesome.
Well said.
Thanks.
So the thing about thoughts, right? Like I called a friend of mine because they're contractors, renovators. And so I called them and I said, oh, hey, you guys busy right now? It's like, no, we're just getting the house ready. We're painting, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, so how's work going? Are you busy? He goes, no, we don't, there's nothing, the economy. And it was just a downward spiral of how it's not working out. And, I said, listen, you better change your story quick, because you're going to end up in some place that you won't be able to get out. And I said, so I think today's the first day that there's plenty of work out there. The economy is awesome. There's a lot of people waiting for you to do stuff in their house. I said, I think you better change that story. And they're like, oh, you know what? You're right. I said, we are the manifestors. We are the creators. And we are attracting to ourselves. It's a boomerang effect, right? And like I said on the last call, like you want what you want, it's boom, it's in that reality. It's just a matter of you being a vibrational match. But and you can have whatever, you can create whatever. And, and because we've been in such depression, sense, compression, it's
Yeah.
so much easier to attract, lack, right? So, and the more you practice,
Mhm.
and every day I wake up and it's like, oh my God, I'm so grateful for my body. I'm so grateful for this beautiful air. I'm so grateful I'm in a country that I'm not being bombed. I'm so grateful that, I have this beautiful dog I can walk. It just goes, oh, look at that beautiful tree. I'm so grateful for the tree. I'm so grateful for, the earth's perfume that is spraying in the air right now through the flowers. And I was also listening to something where, do you know the flowers can see you?
I can feel
They're
your energy.
looking at you.
Mhm.
So now I look at the flowers going, hey.
Did I comb my hair today?
Yeah, it's like, what do you guys, I see you guys. So, like,
Right.
it's a completely different relationship, right? And when you do that, when you just like first thing, oh, thank God for my coffee, thank God, so I'm so grateful for this, I'm so grateful for that. I mean, you just create
Very much so.
an energy. You just create a path, like you're just pulling out the red carpet for yourself, right? And then I went and got my bicycle downtown on that couple hours that was dry, and I rode it back home. And then I started riding it the next day or something. And I just felt like, oh, I keep getting closer and closer to freedom, more freedom, more freedom, more freedom. Like, that energy of that feeling of freedom coming in and just
Yep.
freedom, freedom, freedom. It's like, wow, just freedom, more freedom, more freedom,
Hmm. Good.
of not just being so bogged down with stuff. So it's training. It's training. Like you have to really be on it.
Conscious. Got to be conscious. That's what it
Yes.
comes down to. Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that's why meditation, I think, is one of the most important things that we can do, because when you're sitting there with your eyes closed, you're trying to bring the focus and awareness to your breath and just your breath. And then you catch yourself, you start thinking about a lot of things, and you catch yourself, you come back to the breath. That's just practice for real life. When you're
Yeah.
going about your day, you start thinking about something, you catch it, and you come back to that present moment of everything is fine. And
Yeah.
that gratitude of this moment
Hmm.
right now is beautiful. It's enough. I'm right where I need to be. There's no need to think about the past. There's no need to listen to this voice just chatter, 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 chatter. It's okay to cut that off and just be here with. We're all seeking answers and stuff, but sometimes it's just best to just be in the moment.
Yeah.
So I was with a friend yesterday and she's a big thinker. Just a think, think, think. And I said,
Mhm.
do you ever hear of that saying, what are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? And she goes, yeah. I go, that's where you want to be, out of your mind.
Yes, I am.
I said,
It's
get
a good
out
thing.
of your mind.
Kick it to the curb. Right. Yeah.
And I said, so all these things that, we're like, oh, we're using it against us when it's where you really want to be, right? It's out of your mind. It's like, yes, I'm out of my mind.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Now
out.
Yeah.
I teach
It's a good thing.
I teach a lot of students and people that I meet. A good tool to teach consciousness is you have them say a word in their head a few times, and then when they're done, you ask them, "Did you say it?" They're like, "Yeah, I said it." And I say, "Well, how do you know you said it?" And they start thinking, like, "Well, I heard the voice." I'm like, "Yeah, you did. So that means you're the person that's listening to that voice." Yeah, they're like, oh, it's funny to watch people because they start looking around like, oh shit, like what am I?
Good one. Good one.
Yeah,
Yeah, who's witnessing this? Who's looking at this? Who's
yeah,
saying those thoughts and who's
yeah.
listening
And
to those
sometimes,
thoughts?
yeah, I have people say love 3 times in their head, and then I ask them their experience, and some of them will say, I just felt love. and peace and happiness. And I just say, that's how powerful your thoughts are. And when you take control of that voice and you're saying these positive things, you have an emotional reaction that's
Mhm.
positive in your body.
That's
So
right.
it's
Very
very
beautiful.
important to find this.
Yeah. Stillness speaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, really, what do you have to say?
Mhm.
You know, because it's all beingness.
Yeah. And gratitude.
It's like if you weren't allowed to, you know, if you weren't allowed to talk all day, like how would you get through the day? Getting your needs met, getting what it is you're trying to put together, create, you know, how would you do it? You would have to like find another section of your body to like communicate without like looking completely weird.
Yeah.
Right? But
Mhm.
and I practice that too. Like I pretend like, okay, I can't speak. So I'd have to manifest what it is
Mhm.
through another section of my body. And then I just practice like expanding my field out with that intention, you know,
Mhm.
in the field, and then just expanding it out and then just playing with it and just see. I mean, it's so cool. And then when you're when it materializes, you're like, incredible.
Cool.
But then you're like walking around going, wow, that was so incredible. It's like, why is it so incredible? Like when we can just do this anyways,
It's our natural state, actually.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, wow, I put my shoes on. That is so incredible. I tied my shoes. It's like, what? So it's like that with, you know, a lot of things that we do that is so natural for us, but we're just so not doing it on a regular basis, you know? And that was a thing that happened to me when I was with my mother. I just said, I'm not cooking this turkey. And then I went out. I just turned the damn oven off. I said, I'm not staying home cooking this turkey. This thing will figure it out itself. I came back. Turkey was perfect. And I was like, what? And then my higher self said something like, why are you doubting this? Like
Yeah.
you said, take care of it. And we took care of it. You're over
Yeah.
there going,
Yeah.
oh, like it's a miracle. And I'm like, no, that's how it works.
No.
And it really hit me like, oh my God, what are we doing? Like I'm walking around going, oh my God, that was amazing. It's like, okay, it's fun in the beginning, like they're like little party tricks, but after a while, it's who you are.
It's
Like
natural.
up your game now. Like you gotta up your game from that now, right? Like, oh yeah, you want to really see something? Okay, let's go. So
Mhm.
yeah,
It's
you know
journey.
what? We're all doing it. We're all doing the best we can. We're all like busting some stuff up and, you know, creating a stronger connection. So, and that, wait, you know, and with the amount of people on the planet that are doing, I mean, even the homeless are awake. Like they
Yep.
even know what's going on, right? You're like, wow. Like you have these conversations with people that you just don't know. They crawled out of somewhere. And then you're like, you're having these profound and they're very awake. And it's like, wow,
Mhm.
you know what? Yeah, we're definitely heading
Some
to the promised land.
are pure.
Yeah.
Certainly
So,
are. Mhm.
so
Are we going to do meditation tonight,
yeah,
or
we're going to do a
talk some more?
meditation. So what they're asking me to say is in this meditation,
Mhm.
what is the very thing that you're wanting to release?
Mhm.
What's one
Yeah.
belief system, thought pattern, looping, and what intention would you like to create? And I believe that, you know, every time you do go into a meditative state or quiet stillness, it gives you an opportunity to release, to, you know, open, open the hands and like let go of the grip. You know, I used to have a coach. She used to say to me, she goes, you know, you are white knuckling it through life.
Good phrase.
I'm
I
like, what are you
love that.
talking about? She goes, you have both hands on the steering wheel and your knuckles are
Let go of
white.
your grip.
I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So it's like, let go of the grip. I was in so much control. I was so out of control.
There's a quote that I really like by Jesus that and I don't know exactly, but he says, how many of you can add I don't know if he says a single day or a single hour to your life by worrying? And I
Yeah.
just love that so much because it's so true. It's like everything's gonna play out the way it needs to play out. There's no need to worry. It's like your turkey. It's like your turkey. It turned out perfect. Why was I worried?
Yeah,
I love
and you
that.
know what? In all my thinking, because I was such an intellectual and big thinker and blah, blah, blah. So now when I get thinking like that, I now call it worrying because I never called it worrying before. I
Right.
always called it like, no, I'm thinking this out. It's like, no, you're freaking worrying, right? So
Let it
now I'm
go.
like, oh, so what are you worrying about? It's like, whoa, because I prided myself on how amazing my thinking was. And it's like, what are you talking about? You're just pure worrying. Like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
So, and even my ego said to me that, you know, I was a good thinker. I never considered myself a warrior. A worrier.
Warrior.
A
Or warrior.
warrior? Yes. A worrier? No.
Let that go.
Right? So now when I get thinking too much, it's like, oh, what are you worrying about now? You know, what are you
What are
worrying
you?
about now?
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, because thinking is like sitting in a rocking chair thinking you're going somewhere. You're just rocking back and forth in your thinking you're going somewhere.
Yeah.
You're going anywhere.
Mhm.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I have no idea, but we're going to do it. We're going to call in
Yeah.
the beings. We're going to call in consciousness.
Yeah. That's
So,
good.
so let's just bring to the forefront what it is you'd like to release.
Nice.
Are you still got victim going? You still got lack thinking going? You still got dis-ease in the body going? You still got control going on? You still got shame, guilt, anger going on?
Mm-hmm.
Scared. What other things? Discouragement, disappointment, frustration, irritation. Just bring it to the forefront.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen? Are you worried about what's going to happen in the future? How am I going to be taken care of? How am I going to be supported? Like, or the frustration, when is this ever going to end? When am I ever going to get in? And da, 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 da. All that crazy. So let's all bring that to the forefront of this
And they wanted to
meditation.
add hurt.
Hurt.
That could be
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Let go of all the hurt and the trauma.
Yeah.
And all the resentments you have towards everyone else, people, places, and things that have done you wrong, according to you.
Yeah. What you think is wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe they were your greatest teachers.
All right. So everybody sit back and relax and just bring everything forward. Oh, we're going to take in some big, deep breaths. And as you breathe in, you just want to consciously think of all the bright crystal light. And in this crystal light that's coming through the top of your head and moving down into your body, this crystal light is loaded with healing properties, is loaded with high frequency information, correct information, the truth that help you realign your whole inner nervous system, meridians, organs. So as you take in big, deep breaths. Just imagine all this crystalline, bright golden white light filling up the inside of your body and reaching into all crevices, into the bloodstream, all down the nervous system, the bloodlines. And as you exhale, you're going to move it through your body and allow it to release out from the bottom of your feet. So, big inhale, the top of your head, and just imagine filling up white light through your brain, filling up the hemispheres, the pineal gland, the hypothalamus gland, and into the vagus nerve, parasympathetic, and the back of the neck, and also the eyes. And we have glands that go at the back of our eyes. We're going to fill up the white light there and into the sinus cavities and into the jaw area and into our gums, in our mouth and our tongue. We're going to move this energy, keep filling up the body, down through our system, down through the spine. And this energy is warm and it's healing and it's full of love. A love that's not from here. It's 100, 1,000 times more potent than what we're used to feeling here. It's your connection to you. And taking another deep breath and bringing it in through the top of your head. Inhaling it in and bringing it all through the body and allowing it to fill up every area of your body, right into the fingertips. So releasing the grip, opening up the hands, dropping the shoulders, relaxing the neck, relaxing the back, and having it move down your legs. And out through your feet, and you're so connected to Gaia. And as you connect with Gaia, Gaia connects with you. So that you can have an ongoing open communication where you're sending in your powerful high frequency and Gaia sends up her high frequency healing powers. So it's a beautiful exchange. And we're going to take everything that we brought to the front, all those belief systems, how we're impatient and how we like frustrated and judgmental and opinionated. Let's bring all that up as well. And how it should be, how it shouldn't be. And questioning why. And how's it going to be? So let's just all bring all these thought patterns to the forefront. And we're just going to acknowledge them all and thank them. Thank them, appreciate them, and also give them permission to go. We're going to start trusting in who we become, who we are, what's available when we let go of all these old thought patterns. Trust in the fact that you are supported and you are completely fine. If you were to release all this, because you've been in it for so long, so how the heck who am I going to be? How am I going to act? What am I going to think about? Just trust. That you'll be completely fine. You're very well taken care of. Even more if you let this go. You want to be more connected. You want to be more supported. You want to be more love, more healing. You're going to release. Just let it go. It's the exchange. And your higher self, your higher self, has your back. You are in good hands. We're just going to continue releasing all this. And we're just going to put it out into the ethers, and we're going to allow it to go back to pure potentiality, back to nothingness, and allow it to dissolve back to nothingness. Now, the same way that we brought those belief systems in from nothingness, we're going to now create intentions. What is it that you would like to create? How do you want your world to be? And it's the same process. It's like picking up a pencil or picking up a pen. So you're going to pick up new thought patterns that are going to serve your new world. How do you want it to be? So we're going to pick up gratitude, acceptance, love, joy, laughter, happiness. These thought patterns vibrate faster. They have brighter colors. They increase our vibration in our body. They allow us to extend our energy field with beautiful colors and beautiful vibrations. And wherever you bring your energy field, into the stores or the parks or to friends' place, you get to transfer that on to them. So what is it that you would like to create? So abundance, complete faith and trust in yourself. And just create new experiences that bring laughter and bring fun, great relationships. You're feeling healthy, vibrant, excited. Another thing I say every morning is, I am so excited. So use your superpowers, your imagination, and start creating, looking. What do you see? What's the images? What's the landscape? Can you see your entourage, your spirit beings, your galactic beings? Can you hear? Can you see? Can you feel? So we're asking consciousness and all the beings that are here to increase our superpowers, to increase our operating system, clear out anything and everything that doesn't belong to us at this time. I'm going to cut all cords, all old patterns through ancestral and also past lives. Any future engagements, we clear the path. We increase our ability to see the light, to be the light, to feel the light. We increase it. We increase our chakra energy systems. And we just bring everything back down to a nice, calm, peaceful state in our body. Where we're now responding to life, no more reacting, not even reacting to ourselves. We respond to ourselves with love and kindness. So clearing out any old stuck energies. And bring on allowing, bring on connection. Bring on trust and faith, increasing. We increase the flow of abundance. We increase the ease and the simplicity. And every day, we start our day off with how grateful and how excited. And then anything that you don't have happening right at current time, I am so grateful that I am. And just create your new future self. And get committed and increase your commitment level. You are the master creator. Your thoughts. Choose wisely. Awesome. So after the call, maybe you want to write your new intentions down, get them clearer, and be more focused on what you want to create, because it is in the energy fields, it is in the realities. It's just a matter of you getting up to speed and matching it. So with that, we're going to take in some 3 deep breaths. anchor it all in. And anytime it's not going good, you can always call on this call. I call on the bridge call. May 1st. And I bring in the meditation energy. Boom. You bring it in. That's how it is. So, deep breath in. And exhaling with complete grateful, gratitude, thankful, loving energies. Deep breath in. Increasing the love, the peace, the serenity, and anchoring that in as we exhale. And we'll bring in one more deep breath, bringing in allowing, trusting, acceptance, gratitude, and faith. And we exhale, we anchor that in. And when you're ready, open up your eyes, come back.
It was great, Lucie. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Yeah, take the time, write it out, write it out, write it out.
Mhm.
Keep writing
Yeah.
about it. Keep writing, keep talking about it.
Mhm.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was well, it went well for winging it tonight.
I know, very
Yes,
good.
thank you.
Yay.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
So we'll
So
see you
good to
next
see all
week.
of you.
Thank you,
See
guys.
you, Daniel.
Thank you
You
so much.
guys,
Take
thank you
care,
so much.
guys.
Take
Take
care,
care.
guys.
We'll see you
Shipping.
next week.
Have a
Yeah.
good
Bye,
golf
Lucie
game
and
tomorrow,
Daniel.
Danny.
Good
Sorry.
night.
Oh, I heard. Way to
Yeah.
go, girl. Enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
Don't lose any balls.
Okay. Bye.
Talk to you later.
Okay, see
See
you
you
all.
guys.
Bye.